Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Operation Arsenal. Today was the home game against the newly promoted side, Brighton, and it could have been one of those horrific games. It really could have been, where we lose 1-0 and play really badly and just look disappointing the whole game. But I said and I tweeted before the match started, I'm just hoping for a comfortable win. I don't really care what the score is. I don't care who scores. All I want is a solid performance and 3 points, and that is exactly what we got. Monreal got his first goal at the Emirates Stadium. Not his first goal for Arsenal, of course. He scored some pretty important goals in the FA Cup, for example, but this was his first at home, so really good to see that. I think Monreal's been really good lately. Even though he's playing out of position, maybe this is his new position. Maybe he is going to be playing centre-back for us this season because we don't have any other options, really. Also, Iwobi had a very nice game today. I thought he was very good. He scored his goal, very nicely taken goal, and always good to see one of your youngsters, getting a start and playing well. I was disappointed when he came off, actually. There were times where maybe he looked a little bit out of his comfort zone. I'm not sure how to explain it, really. There's moments where you think he kind of panics and maybe he does a bit too much with the ball, so sometimes I'd like to see Iwobi be a bit more comfortable. He's a great player. Be more confident in yourself. So 2-0, it's a good result. You can't really complain, and I believe that makes it 7 games unbeaten now, 6 wins in a row at home in the Premier League. I think that's actually 9 wins in the last 9 Premier League games at home. Obviously 6 this season. So at the moment we're doing pretty well. We're up to 5th as I record this video. And after our terrible start, Liverpool, Stoke, even the Leicester game, which we won, it wasn't a good start. We're now kind of getting back to where we belong, 5th and 4th. It's brilliant. No, but I am actually really happy today because, like I said, this could have gone very wrong. I could see this almost being one of those games where, we just play like absolute crap and end up losing against a newly promoted side. But one thing that Arsenal do well, and I think I'm not the only one that will agree with this. I think it was actually Michael Owen on the BT Sport commentary saying that Arsenal do tend to beat the smaller teams, but it's the big teams that we struggle against. And I think I do tend to agree with him. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's Michael Owen, one of the worst pundits, by the way. But he's got a point. We do seem to do pretty well, and we're quite consistent against the lower teams, especially at home. But those tricky games away from home, like Stoke, we always seem to struggle there. And of course, the big games, although at Stamford Bridge recently, we did pretty well to get ourselves a 0-0 draw, but we do tend to struggle against those big clubs. So when you see a team like Brighton come to the stadium, they haven't been awful so far this season. I actually think they will be okay. I think they're probably going to stay up. It's going to be based on their home form, I think. But you see them coming to the Emirates, and you're pretty much going to bet that Arsenal are going to win this game. So I'm very pleased. Now, what was I going to talk about? I think I wanted to talk about the lineup first, actually. So we had Iwobi in today for Ozil, of course. We had Sanchez on the left side with Lacazette up front. Within the first 2 minutes, by the way, Lacazette hit the post. An absolutely incredible shot. He took a touch and just hit it. And I can't remember the last time I've seen a player for Arsenal just hit it, just shoot. He shoots all the time, and it's good to see someone that's just going to hit the ball. It's nice. It's a pleasant thing to see. And although it didn't go in, although it hit the post, and obviously it's not a goal, but it's just nice to see that we've actually got someone in our team up front that's comfortable just having shots. One problem I see at Arsenal, and have seen so many times over the years, is that we just overplay it. We pass way too much around the box. To have someone like Lacazette, who is willing to just have a pop at goal, is really nice to see. But I thought Alexis, although he was quiet at times today, had some good moments. He won his usual free kicks on the edge of the box by dribbling in between players, and Iwobi got his goal. So the front three I was very happy with. The midfield, though, I think Kolasinac had a bit of a... He was good at times, but there were times, again, where I'm still thinking, okay, maybe he isn't... I think maybe he had a great start to his career at Arsenal. He's on a high, but right now maybe he's starting to feel the effects of being in a different league. I think there was a few moments where he's giving away needless free kicks, didn't really need to make these challenges, where he's just taking players down when he doesn't need to. He's almost too strong for his own good. He just knocks people to the floor. I think Xhaka was good tonight. He's just very commanding, very good, controlled on the ball, and he seems to be giving it away less, which is massively important. I think a lot of the goals that we did concede at the start of the season were actually because Xhaka, with his lack of mobility, is giving away the ball. I thought Ramsey was really good. Probably should have scored. There was a lovely bit of play. Kolasinac passed it back into the box. Ramsey hits it with his weaker left foot. And it's a great save. You should be burying it, though. I feel like, had Wilshere maybe been in that position, maybe he would have put it in the back of the net. Actually, I think he probably would have. But Ramsey still had a good game. And I'm liking what I'm seeing between him and Xhaka. It seems to be a nice balance. But El Neni came on late on. And again, thought he looked very solid. So it's great that we've got Wilshere coming back. We've got El Neni as a good option. And then Xhaka and Ramsey. I mean, we're looking good right now. We've still got Gazorla to come back. I've always said since the start of the season and in the transfer window in the summer that we do need a world-class centre midfielder. And I still feel like I believe that. But Ramsey did well. And Bellerin, I thought, was very decent as well. With Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain leaving, it's enabled Bellerin to really solidify that position. So that's definitely a good thing. Holding scored midweek, which was great. Clearly, he's buzzing right now. I thought he had a very solid game as well. On the left, we have Monreal. Already said, I think he was probably our best player today again and has been so good for us this season. But then there's Mustafi in the middle. He's just so... He's so mistake prone. I don't know how I feel about him. I still think he's got the potential to be an absolutely fantastic centre-back, but there's times where I just think, what are you doing? He's constantly sliding in. He's always on the ground. And I like a defender to stay on his feet. I think Mertesacker is a great example. I know he's not quick and he's also getting on a bit, but he's got the experience to kind of... It negates the fact that he's so slow, that he's always in position. He's ready because he thinks about things. And he stays on his feet. He knows that if he goes to ground, he's going to be slow to get back up. He's going to be slow to get back into position. He stays on his feet. More often than not, he's able to win the ball just by, sticking a challenge in while standing. Mustafi, it's like he doesn't have the intelligence. He just thinks, shit, the ball's there, slide. And then they just take it around him and then he's out of the game. It needs to be addressed. I think we need to make sure that Mustafi is staying on his feet more and just use your intelligence. He's not a stupid player. He's a World Cup winner. He plays for Germany, okay? This guy's been around the world. He's played for Everton, Valencia, I think it was Lazio. He's played... No, it wasn't Lazio, it was at Sampdoria. He's played around the world. There's no doubt in my mind that he's got the ability, but for whatever reason, when he has those games where he seems a bit clueless, it leaves us very vulnerable. So the sooner we can get, Koscielny, Mustafi, and I guess Holding on Monreal back together playing a nice run of games, the better. I feel like we're obviously having to shift our defence around quite a bit at the moment, and it is clear as day to see that we need a centre-back. We do need to bring in a centre-back. I'm still confused as to why we sold Gabriel. I mean, Gabriel wasn't exactly world-class, but he was a great option. He really was, especially at right centre-back. We played him at right-back quite a few times last season, and he even did a pretty good job there. I don't know what's going on with Chambers. I think he's still injured, but maybe when Chambers is fit, he can get into the team a bit. But either way, I think for me, it has to be Monreal, then I think Koscielny in the middle. I think Koscielny needs to play in the middle, and then Mustafi on the right. I think that's the best way to go. That's what I'm doing in my career mode. Of course, I do have Van Dijk, I know, but I feel like if we are going to be putting Monreal into the defence, he has to be on the left because he's left-footed. He's used to playing on the left. And I think with Koscielny in the middle, you can afford to put Mustafi out on the right. So if he does make a mistake, Koscielny's there. And that's what we were missing today. There were moments where I thought Brighton, they could have nicked a goal. They hit the post in the first half with a brilliant shot from, I think it was March. In general, by the way, I thought Brighton weren't even that bad. I think... although 2-0 is probably a fair result, we probably could have had a few more goals. Brighton did okay, so if you're a Brighton fan watching this video, I wouldn't worry too much. I think it's too early to tell, but from what I saw today, there are enough good quality players at the club that can keep you safe. It really depends on the other teams, though. You could easily slip into that relegation zone just because other teams are doing better. And I know that sounds so obvious. Of course, that's one of the things that can happen, but I think generally Brighton will be okay, but I don't really want to put money on it, that's for sure. So I'm really pleased that we've managed to recover from Thursday's game, which was obviously, quite far away. It's not a nice travel. And playing on the Sunday, we're going to have to get used to that. So it's good that we're still we're still okay. It could easily be where we play on a Thursday, play on a Sunday, and we just look lethargic. The beauty is we were able to play a completely different side on Thursday compared to today, so I think that's going to be the key. But when we get further into the Europa League competition and we can't start playing, the kids in the quarterfinals against Celta Vigo or whoever's there, we're going to have to start playing some of our key players. When we come back to the Premier League fixtures those weekends, that is where it's going to be a real test. But it is good to see that we are travelling far distances, although it wasn't massively far. It's not Russia or something, but we're still able to get back and, look up for it, which is definitely a concern for me over the next few months. But I think that's all I've got to say for today. Generally, I'm pretty pleased. It's just great to see that we have recovered, so to speak, from this terrible start in the Premier League. 6 wins at home, 7 unbeaten now, and hopefully we can just continue, because that is exactly what we need to do. Thank you for watching this video, guys. A career mode video will be up tonight, and it's a good one. Hopefully you're excited. It includes the North London derby, and I will see you next time Arsenal play.